It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's do a little bit of sewing chat. I'm Mari with Mari Sews, and thanks for hanging with me, you all. So it's Friday, which means that we're doing a bit of a Friday Sews chat where we're going to talk about some of the stuff that I've made, including my new craft table, as well as some of the crazy stuff that's been on my mind. So I guess let's just get to it. First, can you hear this noise in the background? In case you guys don't know what that is, they're cicadas. All of that buzzing and that little like high-pitched alarm type of noise, those are all of the cicadas, and they are swarming right now. They have a 17-year cycle, and they are definitely out. So if you see me doing some like quick maneuvering, that's why. On the sewing front, I have actually made a couple of more tank tops. And quite honestly, these tank tops came together with a whole lot of stress involved. And it's because for one of them, I was doing some straight up rookie mistakes. I don't know if you remember, but in my tank planning, I actually showed you all my Kwik Sew 2948 pattern. And well, I actually did make it. And I made it out of this really like super soft, this feels like a double brushed poly. Is that a thing? It's definitely a brushed poly. It feels just so beautiful. I have a 30-inch high bust and a 44-inch full bust, which means that whenever I'm making these patterns, well, not whenever, but typically, I need to do some kind of full bust adjustment to accommodate my bust. So with this one, I decided to do the pivots and what's it called? I tried to do the pivot FBA method on this one, but it really ended up resulting in a arm side that was just way too small, even after adjusting it. I went a little rogue on this one, and it's a wearable tank top, but unfortunately, all of the stuff that Cicada. I mean, it's a wearable tank top, but I most likely won't be wearing it without something over the top of it. And I'll definitely have more details about both of these tank tops on Sunday for you. This one is actually, so far, my favorite tank, which is a Cashmerette Saybrook tank. And I feel like the fit on this is just where I like it to be. A little closer fitting, but not too tight. As expected, this pattern did not disappoint. Unfortunately, I had like some band issues and stuff like that, and that was all like, that was due to me just not paying attention to what I was doing. So I ended up with 2 red tank tops. This one has much skinnier straps than what the pattern actually intended, but I still like it. So let's talk about the big project that I've been doing all week, which is dealing with my crafting table. So my mother and I, who's way handier than I am, we sanded this entire tabletop, we stained it, we lacquered it. Well, I lacquered it actually, and that stuff dried in seconds, as opposed to the 2 hours it was supposed to take. So I think there was like actually no leveling. It ended up being bumpy again. It was so disappointing. I wish I hadn't decided to lacquer it and just like left it stained. I mean, I could still go back in and sand it off again, but geez Louise. With all of that being said, I'm actually not too concerned about the little tiny lacquer bumps on it, because I'm actually going to be putting my cutting mat over the top of that when I am dealing with fabric. So I'm not really worried about anything snagging on it. My plan is that when it comes to this table, when we don't have guests spending the night, it's just going to be set up all the time. However, when they do come, I'll just take that top off, place it on the floor, bring down the bed, and roll the bookshelves into the corner so that way they're kind of tucked nicely out of the way. There's my fabric. And it's really simple to disassemble and then put back together once people leave. With that being said, I felt like it was really important that my bookshelves that I use to support the actual tabletop have casters on it. And once I added those casters, which were about 3 inches tall, it actually brought the table up to a really nice length on me. Now you can see here my mother standing behind the table. She's about 5'2", I believe. So this is how tall the table is on her. I'm just slightly taller than her, but I really like the height of the table because that means that I'm not going to have to bend over to cut anything, which is definitely going to be a back saver. Now my mother and I are on the hunt for other type of storage solutions for the room. So I'm getting really excited about it. I am. So there are my tank tops, which I'm going to tell you more about on Sunday, so make sure that you catch that video. And my crafting table, which I'm super excited. Oh, there's one on my phone. There's a cicada on my phone. There's a cicada on my phone. And you all, these cicadas are getting out of control. And even though they're harmless, they're really kind of freaking me out. So I'm gonna go back into the house. However, if you enjoyed this video, you might actually like checking out my other Friday Sews videos, and I'll link to one of them over here for you. And until next time, I sincerely hope that you find joy without cicada swarms and have a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you guys that after my kid got his thumb stuck in that little wooden block thing, we were able to get it out with olive oil. So all is fine. Thank you so much for everyone who was concerned for him.